Welcome back, everyone, to the Sales Show. It's Monica Bozinov and Simon Severino for you today, answering the only huge question that we got this week because it was asked 12 times per day this week. So there is no other question right now that we pick up. The question is, Simon, how do I build my first AI agent? Welcome, Monica.
Thank you. I love that this is a question you actually get. You know, all the videos you see out there, people ask me all the time, and then it's a question no one would ever ask.
They make up questions.
Yes, because it's such a good start to a video. So people make up the question,
True.
the thing they want to talk about. But this is the question you actually get. And I'm kind of maybe a week from creating my first. So I'm like the dummy enough to not
The
understand.
perfect interviewer.
Yeah, so you break it down and let's see if even I can get it. Because
So
if
ask
I
your
can get
actual
it,
questions, Monica, your actual ones.
yes. And then if I can get it, everyone can get it.
Fantastic. And I got this question from solopreneurs, like my friend Eric, who is a sales trainer, from mid-sized companies like Soy Austria. They produce food components and sell them globally. And from enterprises, names that you know that I'm not allowed to share yet because there is NDAs there, but the brands that you use and that you know. And it's very different in terms of their worries and their needs, but the question is the same. How do I build my first agent that actually works? Because they tried it, it either hallucinates or it doesn't remember things. So it's a dumb agent that they built. And usually they just bought something or downloaded something where somebody says, hey, this is my setup, just buy it for $20 and download it. And when they do it, they realize, this doesn't work. And even our own skills, I also used to share a month ago. Hey, this is our skills, just take them and use them. People reported, Simon, it's not working for me. That was Chris from the UK. He said, Simon, I downloaded all the skills from your GitHub repo. They just give me mediocre results. What is going on? And I said, okay, show me. Walk me through how you are using them. And I saw the problem. And maybe we start there. Problem number one, do not implement skills or agents that other people have built for themselves, not even the Anthropic ones. And why? Because they need your real context, your real workflows to build on. It's like an employee. You have a new employee, you don't give them a static job description and say, this is the job, bye-bye, see you in 3 years.
You have to onboard them.
Onboard them. And what you do when you onboard, you say, all right, let me quickly give you an overview of who we are, what we do, why we do it in a specific way. This is the specific way. Let me show you. So you do the task once. And then the second one, you coach them. You watch them do the task. And you ask coaching questions. What's a coaching question? Coaching question is, okay, you just saw how I do a cold call. Now, do one for me, please. How will you prepare? That's a coaching question. How will you prepare? Okay, what will you do next? What's your plan if they say no? These are open questions where you don't take the task from them. You just coach them through their own process and you watch them doing it.
Yeah.
They do it 3 times. Now you know, okay, they can run with it. This is when you say to Claude Code, make it an agent.
But where do we even start?
You start, great question. You start by doing your work and hitting a wall. For example, this is my work, my top 4. And if you are a Strategy Sprints client, you have your top 4 of the day always in front of you. Now, because they are so important, they are also hard, usually. 2 of them are usually super hard. You hit walls every week, maybe even every day. So I have to make one introduction every day. I hit the wall because I forget the names of people. First wall that I hit. So I go to Claude, I open it up in the terminal or in Claude Code, wherever you feel more comfortable. The cool thing about the terminal is you can have 3 at once running, or even 5. So I have 3 terminals running. The first one is, I need help. This is what I need to do. And I speak normally. I'm not coding anything. It's called code, totally misleading. It's just an
But
interface you
Simon,
can talk to.
you're way ahead of me. So I have my pain point. So much like you, like I don't do the extensive outreach that you do, but I do have like 1 outreach a day. That's because that I can do, right? It doesn't feel
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming, but I still
Yeah,
have to do it, and it still creates some like cognitive load for me.
yeah,
So if I choose that one, then where do I go? That's my pain point. That's
yeah,
the one thing I want to solve each day, make that easier for
yeah.
me. Now you say you go to the terminal. Explain.
You open Claude Code.
Hmm.
That's the first step. And you can do that either in Claude Code or directly in the terminal, which is your computer talking directly
Hmm.
to it. Now, you open it up and you just normally speak to it like you would speak to an employee, and you say, I need help. I need to do this task, but this is the problem. I'm hitting this wall. I don't have confidence. I don't have the energy. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the data. Whatever the wall is, you start describing it.
Hmm.
And you can even say to Claude Code, interview me until you find the actual root cause of my problem.
Right. So you can prompt it to interview you
Yeah.
to understand so that it understands you better.
Yeah.
And then you have the app so you can talk to it instead of typing.
I talk to it. Yes. I use Whisperflow. There are many dictation softwares that you can use. Maybe your computer has an innate
Hmm.
one already. I talk to it
Yeah.
because it's faster and it's easier, and it gets more tokens, more information. Token is the technical, definitely, but it gets more information because when you talk, you say a lot of side things,
Hmm. Yeah.
raw things,
And
and that is
because
information.
yes, and because it knows like it's good at pattern recognition, it will pick up on things that you say, that you share, that you're not even aware of.
Yes. And in the technical language, you're giving it more tokens. So
Hmm.
just more context, more information, richer information. And the more tokens it has, the better it can work for you.
Hmm. Okay, so now we're through the interviewing. It knows you, and now you build the skill.
You do the work, and you do the work in Claude, so it's seeing how you do the work. And that's the
Okay.
missing piece. If you just buy a skill from somebody else, the missing piece is how you do your work, because the Monica prospecting workflows are different from the Simon prospecting workflows, from the Peter prospecting workflows. Why? We're different people with different values, with different ideal clients, different way we want to serve them.
So by allowing it to observe you, it gets to know you and your patterns, and it will probably both pick up on like your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yes. And what matters to you. So, for example, you might find out quickly that you hate saying, hey, Peter, you just say Peter,
Mhm.
because you don't want to sound like everybody else out there. And so it will catch that, and it will remember that if you do it
Right.
a few times. Now, you do it together until, and the first time it will be mediocre outputs,
Mhm.
but you stay on it. This is the second mistake most people do. They say, it's dumb, I'm moving on.
Yeah, you have to argue with it.
You have to argue, fight a good fight. Like in a marriage, you say, hey, I told you, I don't say, hey, Peter. I say, Peter, why are you not remembering this? And it will explain to you that there are 7 memory layers and you used the wrong one.
Mhm.
You asked it to put it on the chat layer or skills layer, but that's not where it belongs. It belongs maybe on a different layer. So it will explain these things to you. I'm not technical. I'm learning these things day by day by using Claude Code. And I'm asking these questions. I'm not technical. Can you explain me what are the memory layers that you have, because sometimes I tell you to remember something and you don't. Explain to me, there are 7 layers, you're using only the first 4. That's why I can't remember it next week.
Okay. So if you can create a shortcut for me now, what's the biggest what's the easiest way to get things into the right place in their memory?
So the prospecting task that you are doing, you do it with them, with Cloud Code, and then you say, okay, are you now ready to do this for me?
Mhm.
And it will say, no, not yet. I need more information, more context. You need to tell me how often you need it, when do you need it. And so now you start creating, this is actually the beginning of agent building, because it knows what you need to do, what you want to do. He has seen you doing it, so it has some training.
Mhm.
And now you can say, can you start doing this for me, like preparing the prospecting task or the follow-up after the conversation? So I still want to do my prospecting on my own, but I want you to do everything preparation and everything follow-up. Can you do that? And it probably would say, yes, I can build 2 agents, one that does preparation, one that does follow-up. So now you're starting building actual agents. And if you say, I want this every morning at 7:30, because I start working at 9, when I come at 9, I want it ready in my Gmail draft. Now you have your first young agent going on.
Okay, and now you have to be prepared that it will make mistakes. It will do things you don't like it, you wouldn't want it to do.
For sure, like every young employee,
Yeah.
it will ask you the same thing 7 times. It will have a bad day. So with people, there is something in their private life that happens, or holidays that interrupt the flow. With the agents, there will be similar things. It's they lose the API key, they lose the auth, which is an authorization. They lose permission levels, they lose Wi-Fi.
They
They
lose
think,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, you can lose Wi-Fi. Uh, then they think that your computer will always be on, but it's not. You will close it at night. You will close it over the weekend. And so they assume things that will not be exactly like that. So yes, it will
Yeah,
be a journey like with every employee.
because they have no actual life experience.
They have no life experience, and they are trained on just generic everything that's on the internet. So yes, they have a vast amount of knowledge about things, more knowledge than you have, but it's not about your specific, it's not about Monica's world. How does Monica want to wake up? How does she want to communicate with people? Who does she like? Who does she not like? That's the context that's needed for an agent to actually be helpful for you.
Brilliant. So let's take a look at your sales agent now. Tell
Yeah.
me more about your sales agent.
So I've been playing with this now a few months and implemented 5, 6 into companies. My first learning is you build your own. You don't go and buy plug and play. And we did this as Jetpack workshops in-house. We did like 6 of them. And now we're doing the first one public, where we share also for solopreneurs, etc., who send just one person from each company. And so the first learning was, you don't buy skills from others or just implement skills from others. You build your own. You start from your workflow where you're hitting a wall. And then the first thing is you build the agent first. Now you will have a set of agents that are not connected to each other. And at some point, you will have, let's say, 10 agents doing work for you. And now you can start clustering them assigning them to each advisor. So I like to have 2 levels. There is an advisor's level. They just think, they don't do the work. They just think and delegate. So they think, they come up with ideas. For example, the distribution advisor. I have a distribution advisor. He's called Greg. Greg has the job to make the world know about our stuff and bring in the right people, get their attention, inform them, bring them into our world. That's called distribution. So his job, the world knows who is Simon, who is Strategy Sprints, why does it matter? He is in the advisory board, so he thinks about stuff and he proposes it to the CEO. In this case, Simon is the CEO, so I'm the CEO. I get his proposals. And I say, no, I don't think this makes sense. No, that's a different industry. And then sometimes, oh my God, I love this. Let's do this. And when I say, let's do this, Greg, I mean, you do this. And then Greg said, I'm on it, Simon. Here is my proposal. Do you approve? So advisors make recommendations to the CEO, which is you probably. And then you say yes or no. And they delegate it to agents that actually do the work. So in this case, prospecting, your task is probably a sales or a distribution task. You could give it to your advisor and say, this is what I need to do every day. I need to do prospecting. This is what I'm good at. This is where I'm bad at. This is where I'm hitting a wall. How can you help me with that? I describe to you how I do it. How can you help?
The white advisor, where it says advisors, that's, for instance, Greg.
Yeah.
He gives advice to you, and now you send it to distribution. Is that an agent?
So Greg and I, the advisor and I, we talk back and forth. Today, I think this is the bottleneck. This is what we should do. This is what we should improve. And then when we align, now CEO decides and say, okay, Greg, do it. He will delegate it to agents. In this case, the real Greg has 7 distribution strategies that he's currently working on. And for each of them, he spawns an agent. The agent does the actual work. Greg doesn't work. Greg just talks to Simon, thinks, and delegates. It's like a middle manager. They just don't work.
Because there is no arrow between advisors and distribution. So do you hand off the distribution, or is that Greg too?
Greg has his 7 strategies. In the beginning, you can have them ask you questions. But then at some point you will see, when you have enough of them, you will say, no, just go and do it. Okay? Just do it. I want the results. I tell you the goals. I tell you direction. I just want the results, and I want them in this cadence, in that place. In the beginning, he will ask you a lot of questions. Okay, I propose we break this down into 7 projects. One is your YouTube channel. One is you need lead magnets, so your tools page. The other one is your YouTube content should be repurposed also as articles. So let's say this is 3 projects. YouTube, then YouTube optimization is 1 project, gets 1 agent. That agent goes to your YouTube channel, optimizes the tags, the headlines, the descriptions, for example.
Okay, you need to help me, Simon.
Yeah.
I see information going from advisors to CEO. So that's between you and Greg.
Yeah. That's just
and then
information, strategic thinking.
But is that Greg, for instance, when it comes to...
That's Greg.
Yeah. And then there's an arrow going down to distribution from you.
Yeah, because I say yes and no to his proposals.
And
then
so
he builds agents that actually do it.
So he builds the agents and he assigns the tasks to every single agent that is designed for that task.
Yeah. In this case, I told him, your job is distribution. And I defined how distribution is in its best case. The world knows who is Simon and who is Strategy Sprints and what they can do for you. So that's the definition of his job, right? He broke it down into 7 strategies, and each strategy is now being executed by one agent. So if we click into the YouTube agent, there is right now one agent that's on my YouTube channel, The Sales Show. It is optimizing headlines, tags, the description of each video, something that took Michelle hours per day to do. It's doing it faster right now. That's the YouTube agent.
Mhm.
And then YouTube agent reports back to Greg and says, I did it. All new episodes are optimized. And then Greg goes to the board and says, this is the progress of today's agents. YouTube optimized. The refinery is down. There is something there. There is a failure. I'm investigating. That's a typical report in a day of Greg back to the board of advisors.
And that means that Michelle can do other stuff. She can do more qualified stuff. You can have more
Exactly.
interesting conversations.
Yes.
And
She is now going through a transition from being an assistant now to being more like a CEO of agents.
right.
And she's learning it the hard way. And
As are we all.
yes,
But I think that is one of the interesting things to me is like this actually makes your company more qualified. Your people are getting more qualified. You're making your business like you're 10xing your business, not just because you have tech, but because the people get more qualified by default because you choose to invest in them as well. So
totally.
we're not getting rid of people. We're raising them to another level.
Yes.
Meaning you have a very different output out into the world because now she can do work that has bigger consequences to your company.
Everybody has employees now. You have, whoever is listening, you have 45 employees ready to work for you right now for $200 a month.
Meaning the real person employee now has a whole nother ball game to like just create results.
Yeah. That's why I call it jetpack workshop, because after 2 hours of implementing this, you feel like you have 270 espressos in your blood. You have superpowers.
Okay, so people watching now that really wants this delivered like step by step in 2 hours. When does it happen? When is it going down?
Oh, let me check. There is the next public jetpack workshop is April 20th.
Yay.
And we'll build a prospecting system that finds and researchers leads while you sleep, a closing system you plug into your pipeline the same day, a follow-up and referral engine that never lets a deal slip, a social selling system that runs in the background, and agents that permanently remove 30% of your daily sales work. That's what we're going to do there. I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
And this gives you 45 employees. And This was the example with one distribution advisor that does distribution work. We can look at another one, the sales advisor. He has one agent that does prospecting. So this is the first one that you would build according to what's on your desk right now. The second one does pipeline, because all that prospecting creates conversations. Those conversations create pipeline. Then there is inbound and there is outbound, right? Some people ask you for stuff. That's the inbound agent that picks it up. For example, I don't want to check 24 inboxes, the YouTube comments, the LinkedIn DMs, etc. It's 24 inboxes. Do you want to check 24 every day? If you decide so, then that's your full-time job. I don't recommend doing that all day. It's really bad for your business and for everything, for your life too. So instead, I have an inbound agent that consolidates all of them. Most of them he already replies, and a few of them he brings to me and says, this is something that you need to reply. And then, for example, if it's Jay Abraham, he says, no, this is Jay, you answer to Jay, right? Because it's one of your core partners. That's, he knows who are our core partners and where Simon should speak. But if it's just a comment from a person we've never seen, just a YouTube comment, then he answers it directly. And we have some experiments. One of them is called the anti-prospecting. I can't wait to share this with you guys. It's pretty sexy. We're trying to do prospecting in a way that's very, very different. And so those are experiments, 6 experiments that agent is running. And then as soon as they work, I bring them to the 200K club. And then there is cold outreach, cold emails. We're not doing cold calls right now, but cold outreach has that agent. And he's running 2 cold email campaigns with, in total, 6 email accounts that he's using. And that agent reports back to the sales advisor, Anthony, and Anthony reports back to the board, which reports to me.
This is absolutely life-changing for so many solopreneurs, so many small and medium-sized businesses. It will take so much cognitive load off.
Yes, you go from, oh my God, is this hard? To, hey, bring it on. Give me a bigger problem. I can take it. I have 45 people with me.
And bigger problems are the fun ones.
I go regularly through periods of low confidence, low energy. No, I don't want to do that. Oh no, I know we should improve our website, but no, I'm not going to do that again. I know I should write the next book, but no, I'm not going to write another book. No, please. And this changed totally now that we have these collaborators. I feel like, oh my God, yeah, bring this on. You want to do a joint venture? Sure, let's do it. Let's do it. I start it, and as soon as we have a workflow, I hand it over. They run with it, and I've freed up capacity again.
Yeah. Because you do the creation, you don't do the detailed implementation, the tasks. You stop doing tasks. You do
I
the
do it
creative
once. I do everything once. Because you need the workflow and you need the agent to see how you actually do it. So for example, the YouTube agent, I don't only describe how to do it. I do one full thing with them, from writing the script, recording it, saving it. Where does Simon save it? In which folder? What happens with the folder? How does the folder get to Michelle? How does Michelle upload it? How does she create a description? So it's 50 small tasks just creating one YouTube video. And so I do this whole thing once. And because it's so exactly, oh, this is where Simon saves it, or this is where Michelle picks it up, because it has this context, now it can actually run the task for you. The opposite is, imagine you're buying a skill from a YouTube guru for $20, and now you are putting this on your computer and saying, do it. Well, you are not using the same folders. You're not doing the task in the same order, probably. That's why it doesn't work. It needs the exact context. That's why I don't think in skills anymore, and I don't download skills from other people anymore. I do the work, and I think like an employee. So, okay, Claude, now let me help build an agent that does this from now on. Now that we both have a clear picture of what the workflow is, because I did it just this whole hour, build an agent that does what I did in an hour, now every day or every 3 days. And guess what? They do it in a fraction of the time that it took me.
Yeah. Okay. So you start with the most pressing issue, the wall that you're hitting your head against every day.
Yes, the opposite is you saw something, a LinkedIn post that says, oh my God, I built 70 agents, get my blueprint. No, don't do that. Instead, one problem after the other that you have right now in front of you. And when I say problem, a workflow, like from end to end. I need to prospect, I need to post on socials, I need to post on YouTube, whatever your problem is, right? I need a better onboarding with my clients. I feel like I'm winging it. I need a proper workflow of how I do onboarding. I'm losing clients. I have a churn higher than 5% in my memberships. So I need to fix that. Help me.
And that's where because if you can fix 10% in this problem, you can, every adjustment you make will, when you add them all together, will accumulate.
Yes, they start compounding now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you build a marketing agent, a sales agent, and a client delivery agent. That's how I would start, right? Now you have freed capacity, for example, to think about partnerships. Maybe you never had partnerships with larger brands or larger platforms because you never had the time to think about it, reach out to them. Now that some of the trains that you build are run by agents, now you have free capacity. I do more workouts per day now. I am more doing like just being in nature and thinking about stuff. I have 3 kids, so
Do
I
you
play with
even
them
need
in
more
nature.
workouts, Simon? Do you even need more workouts?
You can't have enough. You can't have enough. It just being in nature, playing with kids. I have my best ideas when I play soccer with the kids, or when we do role plays and whatever we're doing. We're doing silly stuff. I have my best ideas.
Yeah. So this is what I'm like when I'm listening now. It's not the one agent and the one agent and the one agent. It's the compounding effect
Yes,
of all of those in a row, giving you back more time, more capacity, and more ability to be creative.
totally. And also, let's be honest, most of us, if we run a business, we are probably a little bit ADD. We start something,
Or a
and
little bit more.
or a lot, right? So we get a kick out of starting things, not out of running things. Otherwise,
Yes.
we would have a job somewhere, right?
Yes.
And so that's the perfect setup for entrepreneurs. You start and then you give it to agents. This is exactly how you build a company. This is how
Yeah.
Elon Musk does it. He starts figuring out how to build a car in a different way, and as soon as he has a clue or half a clue, he hands it over to his people.
But this is why we are designed for this moment in time, right? Urgency is fun.
Yeah.
And novelty is fun.
Yeah.
Not being told what to do.
Yeah.
Yay, right? Telling someone else what to do.
I love telling other people what to do. I love it. If you are bossy, this is your time.
If you're the one that is like, you're out of a job because you'd never fitted in, right? That was never your thing. This is where you get to be you in at a whole different level.
Yes.
Yes. So like
You need to learn to delegate.
yes. So that if you're an entrepreneur by like necessity because you didn't fit in anywhere else, this is what you're designed to do.
Yes. And you're probably not built to run the trains. So build the systems that run the trains. I literally forget about agents. Literally. I can't even remember. So I meet people and they say, "Oh my God, your post today was so good about how you do intervals training." I say, it's over a year that I didn't do intervals training in that way that you're describing. So, okay. I say, yeah, you like that post. And then in my head is, who did that? So probably the content, we have one agent. So Greg has one agent that has the job of repurposing content. So if he sees, oh, that one is getting a lot of engagement, he will repost it like a year later. And it seems that's what happened. I don't even know about that. I forgot that we have that content. And it's
Brilliant.
fine.
Yeah, because now because that means that the people that get attracted to a certain type of content, they will get more of that content without you having to think about it.
Yeah. And we want to be in the moment. I literally don't care what happened yesterday. That's how I am. I care about this moment, what is alive right now, right here for me, and I want to follow that thing.
Yeah.
So when I talk to somebody, what is alive for for them right now? How can I serve that? If I have an hour of heads down work, what is alive in me today that wants to be built?
Okay. I can't wait to that workshop, the jetpack workshop. Anyone that have questions right now, that's where you need to be.
Yeah. And it's really, now that we're talking, it's really the antidote to the old corporate world where you just do what's in the process manual. Here, this is really what is alive for you right now. So it's
you get to make it up.
You flip the script.
Yeah.
You get to make it up based on what is here right now, which is real. This is real. It's your truth. It's the truth of the moment between you and whoever you're talking to. And you can now actually serve that. So for 10 years, I've been saying, guys, the best salespeople don't sell, they consult. They are advisors. And what does it mean to be a good advisor? To be a great listener first. So what is alive right now? Not what can I push onto you? It's not what's my agenda. It's what is here right now. How can I help you figure that out? How can we structure that? How can we have the next small step forward? That's a good advisor. And now you have the actual presence and capacity, because all the rest is being handled. You can meet more people. You can meet them with more patience, with more service. You can create more value for them.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that AI can't do, create the experience and the presence.
No, it shouldn't. Right? It's a machine.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, that's our job.
Yes. Okay, Simon, this was awesome. Looking forward to doing more of this. Getting more done. Be more present. Creating experience.
Guys, if you have any questions around how to build your first agent, ask Monica Bozinov, ask Simon Severino, join the Jetpack Workshop by Strategy Sprints, and have a great week. Keep rolling.